Hey, Chris Ferdinandi here with another Vanilla.js quick tip. Let's get into it. You can use the array sort method to sort and reorder the items in an array. It modifies the original array and by default will order the items alphanumerically. For example, here I have an array of wizards. It's a mix of like text and numbers. It doesn't really make sense. But we've got Merlin, 42, Gandalf, 2022, and Radagast. And we are going to call sort on this array of wizards. And so what it's going to do is it's going to sort this alphanumerically with numbers coming first. It will organize those by the leading digit. And then it will move to the letters and sort those alphabetically. And so if I jump over to the browser and take a look at what we've got here, we get 2022, 42, Gandalf, Merlin, and Radagast. And now, even though 2022 is bigger than 42, it's looking at that first number, 2, and seeing that's smaller than 4. And so 2022 wins, even though it's actually a bigger number. So this is just the default, but you can optionally pass in a callback function that will modify the default sorting behavior. The array sort method is going to loop through each item and pass 2 items at a time as arguments into a callback function. You can compare those 2 items and return an integer telling the array sort function what to do with them. If you return -1, it puts the first item of those 2 before the second. If you return 1, it will move the second item before the current one. And if you return 0 or nothing at all, it leaves them unchanged. So for example, this makes a lot more sense when you have an actual tangible example. Let's say we have an array of trees, and each item is an object with 2 properties, the type of tree it is and the number of pine cones it has currently on it. And you want to organize these by the number of pine cones, with the tree that has the most pine cones appearing first. We can call the array sort function on our trees array. And in the callback function, we're going to use tree1 and tree2 as our parameters here. But for each tree, we're going to compare the number of pine cones it has. So if tree1 has more pine cones than tree2, we will return -1 because we want tree1 to be first. Otherwise, we return 1 because we want tree2 to come before tree1. And this sort function is going to loop over all the items until it's compared each of them to each other and gotten them in the correct order. And what we end up with is an array that looks like this. Douglas fir has 7 pine cones, the white pine has 4, and the blue spruce has 3. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and maybe even share it with someone else who you think might enjoy it. You can also get my daily developer tips newsletter over at gomakethings.com, where every weekday I share a new tip, trick, tool, or Vanilla.js snippet to help you build a simpler and more resilient web. Thanks so much for watching.